This is one of the 50 Imperial Faberge Easter eggs, and so in that level it's incredibly rare because Faberge's Easter eggs are the very highest point of the goldsmith's art.
If you like decorating eggs for Easter and you think you're the best at it, you may need to up your game.
The Faberge eggs are the most prized Easter eggs in the world, and the hunt is ongoing. Designed and constructed by Peter Faberge using an assortment of precious metals and stones, these precious pieces of art are Easter egg design goals.
Out of the 50 that were individually made, only 43 survived the revolution that killed Tsar Nicholas of Russia, his wife, and his family. And maybe Anastasia too? Maybe she kept the other 7?
Who knows? From ships to birds, everything was hidden inside these ornate pieces of art. I'm Rachel.
I was literally waiting for you to say I'm Olivia. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Rachel, and we are here to show you top 10 bizarre things found inside the Faberge eggs. Coming in at number 10, the Faberge Necessaire Egg. This one sounds like the most useful one of them all, at least for the Empress. The Necessaire Egg was said to hold hair tools such as pins and makeup brushes, along with other tools suited for vanity. But of course, these objects were accompanied by a stunning array of rare diamonds, rubies, and jewels. Unfortunately though, we can't quite be sure what else is in there, as like many of the other Faberge eggs, it vanished without a trace. This egg was crafted in 1889, and after surviving the revolution, it was passed on to a family of antique dealers. But in 1952, the family sold it to a mysterious buyer, only known as the stranger. Anastasia, is that you? And it hasn't been seen since. Clearly, someone really wanted some hairpins, or was it the jewels? I don't know. Bobby pins are really hard to come by and even easier to lose.
In our number 9 spot today, we have the rock crystal egg. Before I dive into this one, guys, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you're enjoying the video so far. The rock crystal egg was created in 1896 and is a pretty intricate egg that now resides in the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts. This egg boasts a 27-carat Siberian emerald at the very top, which was one of the largest gemstones that was used in a Faberge egg. This egg was given to Empress Alexandra and had a special gift hidden inside just for her. Inside the egg there is a golden support that held 12 separate teeny tiny little paintings that all meant something special to her. The paintings range from the place she was born to her place of marriage and everything in between. The egg was obviously very dear to Alexandra, and she used to keep it in her study at the Winter Palace.
Coming in at number 8, the third Imperial Faberge Egg. Now you've probably been sensing a theme here. Faberge eggs are 1, hard to come by, and 2, covered in jewels. But this next one seems so ordinary to the untrained eye that it was nearly melted down into scrap metal. Inside this golden Faberge egg was a clock that actually worked. Keep in mind these eggs were usually around 3 to 5 inches tall, so not only was the design meticulously detailed, so was the mechanism within the clock. But apparently this buyer thought, it's just a piece of junk. At some point though, this egg was sold to an American for around $14,000 before it fell into the hands of a scrap dealer. The dealer was optimistic about selling it for maybe $500 to have the gold melted down. Thankfully he didn't get any buyers. It was this lack of interest that had him doing his research. No sooner did he discover that the object that had sat in this kitchen for years was now worth $33 million. Must have been some clock.
In our number 7 spot today, we have the Czarevich Egg. The Czarevich Egg was created in 1912 for Empress Alexandra and was a tribute to her son Alexei. Alexei had hemophilia, which is a rare blood disorder where the blood doesn't clot due to the fact that it lacks the proteins, so the royal family was constantly worried that he was just on the brink of passing away. This egg was created as a tribute to the miracle of his survival. The outer shell of this egg is blue lapis lazuli with some golden cage work. The egg would then open up to reveal a small watercolor portrait of Alexei as a child in a sailor suit. Apparently this portrait was his mother's favorite, and this egg served as an Easter present in 1912, which was sadly just a few short years before the family ended up being killed.
Coming up at number 6, the Winter Faberge Egg. This one is one of the most expensive and elaborate Faberge eggs ever made. It was a gift from Nicholas II to his wife Maria and constructed of diamond quartz, platinum, demantoid, gold, and orthoclase. It had a quartz base built to look like melted ice and a platinum rose gold stand. The surprise inside was an ornately crafted gift of a flower bouquet, with each flower hand carved from white quartz, with stems made of pure gold. It was built to symbolize the transition from winter to spring. The egg itself is see-through and made to look like flowers are trapped inside ice due to the delicately carved ice crystals on the inside. This one, I have to say, is my absolute favorite, as it looks like something from the Chronicles of Narnia. Unrelated, but that's how I feel.
In our number 5 spot today, we have the Peacock Egg. The Peacock Egg was delivered to Maria in 1908 after 3 years of trial and error development. This egg is quite unique as it is mostly transparent. While not necessarily as flashy as some of the other eggs that were created, this egg is more about what is on the inside than on the outside. The egg has a clasp at the top, which when undone causes the egg to fall open into 2 halves. This is when you really realize why this egg has the name that it does. Inside the egg is a beautiful golden peacock that is perched on the branches of a golden tree. This is all very cool, but the coolest part is that you can take that little peacock out of the tree, and then there's a little key that can be turned. Once wound up, this golden peacock will fan out its stunning tail feathers and actually walk around.
Coming in at number 4, we have the Memory of the Azov Egg. Now, you've heard of ships in a bottle, but what about in an egg? Crazy, I know. Especially when you consider how fine the details on this miniature ship had to be before it was placed inside a 3.7-inch high egg. Even the ship's name is carved into the side of the hull, and it is mounted on a single piece of aquamarine to represent water. Unfortunately though, the egg wasn't particularly the favorite because of what it symbolized. The ship is a replica of the battleship Pamiat Azova and made of 18-karat gold. It was built to commemorate the voyage taken by Tsar Nicholas and his brother, Grand Duke George, made to expand their horizons before he became king. The egg began construction before it became something Nicholas and his wife would want to forget. When Nicholas and his brother reached Japan, there was an attempted assassination attempt, and throughout his voyage, George was suffering from tuberculosis. Coincidentally, the egg is made out of bloodstone and encrusted with an assortment of rubies and diamonds, and the ship is cradled in a bed of luscious green velvet. Unfortunately though, this stunning piece was never held in high regard.
In our number 3 spot today, we have the Bay Tree Egg. The Bay Tree Egg is also sometimes known as the Orange Tree Egg, and this one was given to Maria in 1911. The egg is quite extravagant and luxurious as it contains a multitude of expensive gemstones. This egg includes diamonds, citrines, amethysts, rubies, pearls, and of course gold and even feathers. This egg was shaped to look like a tree. Maria had to inspect closely in order to find a small gold winding mechanism hidden among the leaves of the tree. Once she turned the egg, the top of it would rise up to reveal a small feathered nightingale. The nightingale would then sing a little tune, all the while flapping its wings and moving its beak. After the song was over, the bird and the rest of the top of the egg would all come back down to its original position. Considering the fact that this was a gift given by Nicholas to his mother, I feel like it's just kind of rude that he made it absolutely impossible for anyone to ever top that Mother's Day gift.
Coming in at number 2, we have the Gatchina Palace Egg. So, Peter Faberge obviously had a thing for trying to create very small replicas of things, and the Gatchina Palace Egg is no exception. This egg was presented in 1901 as yet another gift to Tsar Nicholas's wife, and it had, yes, you guessed it, a miniature replica of the Gatchina Palace. Gatchina Palace was the Dowager Empress's place of residence and the favorite retreat for Tsar Alexander, Nicholas's father. Nicholas also spent most of his life as a boy there, and the palace held memories of a simpler time. It is a white enameled gold egg painted with green and gold leaves, pink ribbons, and red tapes. But the surprise of the palace is truly what makes this egg so outstanding. The details on the replica are so fine, so exact, that you can even see small cannons, parts of the landscape, and a statue of Paul I. Faberge and his co-workers really outdid themselves with this one.
In our number 1 spot today, we have the Hen Egg. The chicken or the egg? Which one came first? Well, in the case of Faberge eggs, it's the hen. The hen egg was the very first egg that kicked off these elaborate gifts for Empress Maria. The egg was just plain white enamel, which may seem a little less exciting than the others on this list, but that is just the beginning. This egg opened up to reveal a yolk, but of course this wasn't just any old yolk and was actually a yolk made out of gold. I wish the eggs I bought from the store contained that kind of yolk. This wasn't the only little surprise that this egg held though. You could also open the yolk. Inside the yolk was a little golden hen, which is very cute, but this egg seems like it was the Russian nesting doll of Faberge eggs, because this was also not the end. Inside of the hen were 2 more expensive gifts. One was a diamond miniature of the royal crown, and the other was a very small ruby egg pendant for a necklace. This is all to say that this was probably a pretty fantastic gift, and while the egg still exists and resides in the Faberge Museum in St. Petersburg, Russia, all of the teeny little treasures inside have since been lost.
I hope you're glad that we didn't tell any puns or jokes about eggs.
I'm upset. The egg.
Oh, relax.
The egg jokes. Oh, the egg jokes. Guys, that has been our list for today. I've been your host, Olivia Kozlowski.
And I'm Rachel Fisher.
Bye.
Bye.